Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sherri with Studio 28E, and I'm finally ready to bring you my latest creation. It was a journal that was supposed to be just white flour sack with white lace and whatever, and then I ended up adding some pastels and some pearls, and I mean, it still doesn't have a whole lot of color, but just enough to make it pop. So we've got it, let me see, 6.5 inches wide and 9.5 inches tall, and that's not counting the laces. And the spine is 2.5 inches. And there's the front and there's the back. And all of the laces are vintage or antique. Here's a few little feathers and whatnot. And I mean, I layered it up as best as I could, because usually I don't have good luck with, or I don't think I have very good luck with layering laces. To me, it looks like I put up a pile of rags, and yeah, it doesn't compare to everybody else's. Now here's a closure that's just a Tim Holtz. Well, this is like a doorknob thing. It's a hitch, but I used a large one to kind of hold it and secure it, and I glued it and whatever to keep it there. This is a little bit of trim, beaded trim. This is a beautiful, I think it's beautiful. It's plastic, a pearlized flower. I think they said they were magnolias, and it's got some colored beans and some rhinestones or crystals or whatnot. And then these little tiny ones with the little flowers and the pearl, and then something that resembles an opal with a little bit of bling behind that. I hope I'm in frame because I can't tell. So she's rather chunky. I think she has 245 pages. There's 5 signatures with 14 pages, maybe 15 pages. I'm not sure. I cannot remember. All I know is it got a little bit out of hand. So here's the inside cover, and it's covered with like a peachy colored lace. And here's a shaker envelope done with vellum, and it opens up, and there's a writing page in there. And here you can see some of the white flower sack fabric. Here's the second page. Now, it's not going to lay flat, so as much as I try to move things around, this is just an applique that came, I don't know where I got it from. I think somebody gave it to me in Happy Mail, and then I trimmed out some of the netting behind it. And that's on vellum. And here's some coffee dyed paper with a lace doily. I made a lace, used a plastic lace doily to make the imprint. Some ledger. And this is a piece of paper that I embossed, and then I ran the ink pad over it to give it a little bit of color. It's like a bluish. I don't have the inks downstairs with me, but it's one of Tim Holtz's. I don't know if it's Shattered China or Speckled Egg. Here's one of the covers that we made with another challenge. We did I think it was 100 days of, what do you call them? I don't know. They go over the covers anyway. I'll think of it later. And that's the other side of the pink. This is avocado dyed. This is a page that I ran through the embosser. It's just white copy paper. Here's another coffee dyed, or no, I think this one's blueberry, just blueberry dyed. And you can see the variances, like some of it was brown, some of it was dark blue. And you can see the stencil I used to put it in. I put it in the sun to dry, so it made the stencil mark. This is just tissue paper that looked like lace. So I figured I would use that. And there's the back side that I glued the tissue paper on, and it's got on a linen piece of stationery, and it's got a stencil on it. Here's another, I hope you can see these, another piece of coffee dyed paper with the lace. I think I used a lace curtain for that one. And there's the back side. Here's a paper bag that I added a piece of the embossed paper on, and some blue lace, and there's some goodies in the pocket. And we'll go through all those. I did not ink anything. I just felt that there was more than enough going on. So whoever gets this, if it's sold, can do whatever they like. There won't be a goodie bag because I stuffed things to, yeah, the pockets and stuff have a lot of stuff in it. Here is a flower made by Carol Farney. She sent me a bunch of them, and I made a cluster with it and some buttons. And this old music sheet has some ephemera in it. And another page toppers, that's what it is. It's a page topper that we did during that challenge. It just tucks in there. There's another piece of the embossed paper. Here's some coffee dyed paper with a stencil. This is a flip-up piece of lace. You can write underneath it and cover it back up, or put a picture under it, or decorate it further, or take the lace off even and do something else with it. This is some linen stationery. This piece of, I believe this is tracing paper. Now underneath it, this is an old vintage hanky, possibly antique. I got it from a friend who got it from her aunt, and so it's probably antique. Underneath is a piece of coffee or blueberry dyed paper, so you can see the stencil there. And on the inside, I folded it all over to make a pocket. This is a piece of stationery. I'm not going to show everything. I'll just show everything once that if I think of it, and it's decorated. The edges. Let's put it back in here. Here is a piece of stationery that I got from Melissa Barnes, and I took it and ran it through the embosser, the envelope. And here's the paper. Isn't that beautiful? So I thought the rose embossing went perfect with it. There's a couple of each of these in here, so you'll see them throughout. And on the middle signature where it's tied, the binding is tied, there's a couple little pearls, dangles. I've got a few dangles on the pages. There's the other side of the handkerchief, and you can see the coffee dye or blueberry dyed paper. This is the tracing paper. This is the stationery, linen stationery, and I put a feather on it. Here's some coffee dyed paper that I used a stencil on. The other side, here's some more of that embossed paper. There's some music paper with a cluster, and some ephemera in the pocket, and here's a bookmark. It's got some flat back pearls on it. Here's a paper bag with a, I don't know if that's supposed to be a violet, but it's a purple flower, and it's got some goodies in the bag. Here's a lace dyed paper. Coffee dye. There's the other side. This is white linen paper. Here's a blueberry coffee dyed page that I did with butterflies. Here's a piece of avocado dyed paper that was embossed with roses. Some ledger sheets. There's another coffee dyed with lace doilies, vellum, and this one I dyed with, no, this is vellum. That's the end. This is the end of the first signature. This is the beginning of the second signature. It has coffee dyed. And this is a grate that you can buy to put on your grill. Make the pattern. I use that for the patterns. Here's the pink, the avocado dyed, and on this side we have these little. This is the bag, bottom of the bag that I cut off, and I put some goodies inside of there. I'm not going to open each and every one of them, but there's ephemera or lace or something in them. This is ledger. There's a piece of the white embossed paper. Here's a lace belly band. Inside it is another shaker card. And then this one, there's a tag inside of it. It just says believe. So you can write in that if you want. It's got a cluster on it, a cluster on the flower, I mean on the inside on the tag. And it can slip back in there. And this is the blueberry dyed paper. The back of it you could use for a tuck spot. Now here's a piece of that tissue paper. And I did a altered paper clip with a button and some ribbons. And I attached some pieces of lace that for the owner to use to decorate or leave as is. There's a few little pieces of lace there. It's the other side of that page. I stenciled it. Here's the paper bag. It's got some roses and some trim. And inside there's some goodies. More music paper. These little stickers were in the book. And they were also have writing on them. I believe it was school music class. So I thought it was cute, so I left it. There's some more feathers. There's a journal card. There's another piece of the embossed paper. Coffee dyed stencil. Cream colored linen. Tracing paper. Here's another one of those old hankies. It's got a charm on it. It's embroidered. On the inside, I folded it up to make a pocket. And I put a tag in it that's been embellished with a cluster. And here's a piece of writing paper. And this is green dyed. And if you look, it was in with some eco-dyed paper, because you can see the leaves. It's like at the tail end of an eco-dyed process I was doing. Here's some tracing paper. There's some cream-colored stationery. Some more coffee-dyed stencils. Another piece of that lace that you can flip up and do whatever you want with underneath it. There's some more embossed paper, another music sheet with a writing sheet inside, just a plain piece of coffee dyed paper. That's the back side. Here's another bag with a cute little cluster on it. And there's some goodies in there. And I took some of the white linen and I don't think I did that on every page, but ran it down the spine. I think it was just these because they were sheets, half sheets, and I wanted it to be a whole sheet. Here's a piece that I had coffee dyed, and it has blueberry dye in it. This is another piece of the embossed paper. Can we still see? Ledger, avocado dye. This is an altered paper clip. And if you take that off, there's an envelope that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tucks. And there are flowers and goodies in that with the 2 tags. And It's just, you can move it, but this has been stenciled. This can be put wherever you want. You can glue it down, whatever. Or you can paper clip it back on if you can get it there. I'll have to work on that after. Here's the other side of the graded coffee dye. Some vellum. This is the center of an old doily that I cut out to put in the middle. I was going to make a pocket out of it, and I realized I glued the whole thing down, so it's glued. There's a piece of coffee dye paper that I did with a lace placemat. And there's the back side of it. Here's more ledger, more avocado dye. And this one you can kind of see. I think it was on top of one of those doilies. If you look closely, you can see the print. Here's some more embossed tracing paper. Here's a it's an altered paper clip, and it's holding in some flowers. Here's another one of those little baggies, the bottom of the bag, attached to the tissue paper. Here's another bag, and it's got some goodies inside. More music paper, and it's got, these are lined writing sheets. And there's also little pockets on the side, so you can stick things in there. There's another piece of the embossed paper. Here's a stencil that was coffee dyed. And there's the other side. Here's the linen stationery. And here is a writing sheet. Hold on. Okay. And it opens up. I used to make these in school, but we didn't attach them to anything. I think they were more of those things that we did with our hands. It said yes or no. Pick one. Do you like blue? B-L-U-E. And then pick one. And I used it as a tuck spot and put this card in here. This journaling card. Tracing paper. Here's a vintage Wonder Bread receipt from 1968. And this is another hanky. And, well, where's the, oh. This is a wallpaper. I also got this from Melissa Barnes. And I made 4 little pockets out of it. There's some ephemera and stuff in here. There's a tag, a little writing pad, and a journaling card. And here's another charm. Oh, and I got this from Melissa. 12 Avenues of Bliss. It came, I think it was Virginia Slims was giving these out. Yep. Must have been a long time ago. So I'm sure they're vintage. And I just tucked it up in there. Guess the green goes well with that. That's tracing paper. Here's the Ivy linen stationery. It's a piece of coffee dyed paper. You can see some stenciling on it. Here's an embossed sheet of paper. Some music paper that opens up, and there's a tag inside of it. Here's another bag, and it's got some goodies in it. I guess I did ink the edges of the bags. But that was, oh, I love this. The way this picked up the colors of the blueberries and whatnot. Could be red cabbage, too. I'm not sure. Come to think of it, maybe with those markings, it is the red cabbage. But it's pretty. There's a piece of the embossed roses. There's another piece of avocado dye, the ledger, a lace doily or placemat, coffee dyed sheet, vellum, and that's the end of the 3rd signature, I believe. Yep. And the 4th signature starts out with the vellum, and I haven't pointed out the laces, but there's lace. This is the bottom of a curtain. Had flower pot. I thought that's pretty neat. Ledger. Avocado dyed. On this one you can see more of the placemat or whatever I had on it. And there's a piece of the embossed pages. There's another belly band, lace belly band. It's got a card. Just the girl who decided to go for it. And it's been coffee dyed, and there's the back side of it. And you can use that as a tuck spot. There's some beautiful trim. I bought it at an estate sale, and this has some. This is the one at the bottom of the bags, and it has some ephemera in it and stuff. Of course, I've glued the tissue paper to the stationery, so it's more stable. Here's another pocket from a bag. It's got some of the vintage doily on it. There's some music. And a tag made with laces. Well, it was layered with, it was, what do we call those? Masterboard, and then I layered it with the lace. And a little sticker from the kids. This is a, embossed piece of paper. This one's stenciled with coffee. That's the back side. This I stenciled with, I think it was Victorian Rose and Tim Holtz. This is tracing paper. Here's another hanky that was white, and it's on a blue piece of paper that was, I'm pretty sure that's cabbage dyed as well. And the reason I say that is because there's some markings on it from the blueberries. And it has coffee dyed piece of paper, writing paper. So I've either flipped these up or over to make some kind of pockets or tuck spots out of them. And here's another one of the cards that we did for the covers in that challenge, 100-day challenge. Mine was like 150 days, but I did it. I finally got it done. And that's the other side of the why is it your mind goes blank? Hanky. And it shows the blue through it. This is tracing paper. There's some of the ivory stationery with a feather. There's another lace flip up, and it's got this one. If you get to see it, this was done with an embossing folder, and you can feel the embossing on it. See, you might even be able to see it in the camera. And here's an embossed piece of paper. It's got blue ink. There's another cluster. There's another tag. There's a little songbook. It's vintage. I don't know if it's antique. There's no dates in it, I don't believe. I looked through it. I couldn't find anything. Doesn't have that many pages, so I mean, it's not like I went to an old shoe store. And there are some other vintage items in there. Here's a white piece of linen. Here's a blue, I don't believe that's a stent. No, that's a place. These are placemats I've used for some of the larger. Here's an embossed piece of tracing paper. Here's the avocado, and you can see where I used the placemat. Here's the curtain. Here's another one of those appliques. the end of the fourth signature, and it ends with vellum. The fifth one starts with vellum. Here's a coffee dyed page with stencil on both sides, and the ledger and the avocado. And here's the embossed with the roses, the tracing paper. There's the cabbage dyed paper. Here's some more of the tissue paper, and there's some more goodies in this little envelope. Let's see. This, I think, was like at the bottom of one of the eco-dyed processes I was doing, and I kind of liked it, so I said, well, I'm going to use it because it's got a lot of different shades and shapes on it. Here's the envelope with a piece of the wallpaper. There's a tag in here. Music. There's a tag with some gold foiling. Gilding. No. I'm going to call it foil. I don't. And here's oh no, it's glued. No. Another piece of the lace, and it's got a little key charm. Did I miss any charms? Maybe. This little blue one. Let's see. I mean, I just kept going back and put more stuff and it got so chunky that I was like, I didn't want it to be that chunky. I wanted it to be chunky, but not like that. This is embossed, and it's got that vintage rose, I believe. And this has been stenciled. There's a Tim Holtz stencil. Here's another hanky. And it's over the avocado. And here's another one of Melissa's stationery pieces that I embossed the envelope and left the paper. There's a little charm. Here is a foreign receipt for chocolates, I believe. Yeah, chocolate. And it was in 1934. Wow. $12 for chocolates in 1934. That's quite a bit of money. That's the back side. Here's tracing paper. Here's stationery. Here's another. Don't tell me I glued this one down. And there you go. And it opens up and you can write on it or put something in it or whatever. Decorate it more. Another piece of the embossed paper. More coffee dyed paper with the stencil. Here's the music sheets. Here's a little tag that I embellished with some flowers and lace, and then I put ink over the top of it because it was embossed. It's another baggie. It's got some lace, cluster of lace, and a label, and a paper clip, and there's some goodies in the bag. Here's another piece of that paper that I said I think was at the end of a eco-dyed session I was doing. Here's a piece of white stationery. Here's another one of those little envelopes. And it's got some goodies in it. There's some blue, and I believe that's cabbage dye. This is embossed white tracing paper. There's the avocado paper. It has a tuck spot, and there's nothing in the tuck spot. I can put something in there. Another piece of coffee dyed paper with stencils, and the last page is vellum. And this is a page topper. It was one of the 100 that we made. I did not line the back of it because I thought, well, maybe the person that gets this might want to put it on top of, use it for a journal or something other than what I've done with it. And it's got that peach lace behind it. So we've got eyelet. Here's another angel wing charm. And here's all of the colors of the beads that I put at the bottom of the pages. If you have any questions, you can contact me on Facebook in Studio 28E Journal Creations. I am going to be taking pictures and putting this in my Etsy. If you're interested, before I do that, like I said, just contact me, because I've got a kit I have to do pictures of and get in there as well. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, then I'm sorry. You know, I can try to do better next time. If you have any ideas that you'd like to see in our group, Studio 28E Journal Creations, come on over, join, and let us know your ideas. And until the next video, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.